Welcome to Flower Care, a journey where we share orchid care secrets so that each orchid pot not only grows green, but also blooms with beautiful flowers. Here, every leaf, every root has a story of patient care and love that we devote to orchids. If one day you have an orchid that is rotten like this, don't rush to throw it away. Today, I will guide you how to treat and care for rotten orchids with only simple but effective ingredients, helping the plants quickly recover and continue to grow healthily. First of all, you can see that most of the leaves are yellow and rotten. Some leaves also have black spots caused by mold and harmful bacteria. When orchids encounter this condition, we need to quickly remove damaged leaves to prevent the disease from spreading throughout the plant. Next, we need to carefully check the substrate, an important factor that directly affects the health and recovery of the orchid. As you can see, many of the roots have rotted, have black mold, and are completely dry and hollow inside. Because most of the root system has been damaged, we need to completely remove this old substrate, because it may be the source of pathogens causing this condition. At the same time, removing it will help us closely observe the internal root system and come up with a suitable treatment plan. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons to support me, and don't miss any useful orchid care tips. I'm happy to accompany you on the journey of nurturing and conquering the beauty of orchid pots. Use a sharp pair of scissors to completely prune away any damaged roots. This will help remove any potential pathogens, preventing them from spreading to healthy parts of the plant, and will also save nutrients so that the plant can quickly grow new root tips, promoting recovery. What country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments below. It's great to be able to connect and share our passion for orchids from all over the world. On the trunk, we also need to completely cut off any tissue that has turned black. This helps to remove potential pathogens and prevent them from spreading to healthy parts of the tree. After completing the root pruning and removing any rotten or blackened stem tissue, the next step is to clean the plant carefully. Use a clean water hose with moderate pressure to completely wash away any remaining debris, mold, bacteria, and rotten tissue on the roots and stem. Be careful not to use too much water that can damage young roots or knock off new root buds. This thorough cleaning not only keeps the plant clean, but also reduces the risk of spreading pathogens, allowing the plant to concentrate nutrients to recover and develop new healthy roots. Next, use a clean, soft cloth to dry all the remaining water on the orchid. A humid environment is the ideal condition for mold and harmful insects to grow. So drying not only helps to limit pathogens, but also acts as an additional cleaning step, completely removing any remaining pathogens after washing. This is an important step to create conditions for the plant to recover quickly and grow healthily. Next, I will prepare the necessary ingredients to make a disinfectant solution for orchids. First, I put 1 liter of clean water in a clean jar, ready to mix the disinfectant solution for the orchid. To disinfect the orchid, I use baking soda, which helps kill any remaining pathogens and protects the roots and stems during the recovery process. I add 1 teaspoon of baking soda to 1 liter of clean water. This is enough to disinfect, ensuring the removal of pathogens without harming the orchid. After stirring well to dissolve the solution completely, I will soak the entire orchid in the solution for about 30 minutes. This helps to effectively disinfect the plant, removing any remaining pathogens on the roots and stems. The next step is to prepare organic fertilizer. Here, I use a fresh aloe vera leaf, a natural ingredient rich in nutrients, to help care for and restore orchids after disease treatment. I will cut the aloe vera leaves into small slices. This makes the processing easier and helps the nutrients in the aloe vera dissolve faster into the solution. After chopping, I put all the aloe vera into a clean jar. The next ingredient I chose was oats, a natural source of nutrients that is very good for the recovery and growth of orchids. I add 3 tablespoons of oatmeal to the aloe vera jar. This combination will add a rich source of nutrients, especially B vitamins and minerals necessary for the growth of orchids. Then, I add 1 liter of warm water to the jar. Warm water not only helps the mixture blend quickly, but also ensures that the nutrients in the ingredients are released to the maximum, ready for the orchid to absorb. After stirring the mixture well, I covered the jar tightly and let it sit for about 30 minutes before using. After 30 minutes of soaking in the solution, I gently took the orchid out. At this time, the plant was disinfected and also supplemented with organic nutrients, creating a good foundation for new roots to form soon. After another 30 minutes, the aloe vera and oatmeal mixture has completely dissolved, forming a homogeneous, nutrient-rich solution and is ready to use for orchids. Next, I filter the mixture through a sieve and a soft cloth to remove the aloe vera and oatmeal residue. Thanks to that, we get a pure organic solution, ensuring that the orchid can easily absorb nutrients without worrying about mold growing from the excess residue. I use a soft cotton pad, soak it in the nutrient solution, and gently wipe it on both sides of the orchid leaves. This method helps the leaves absorb nutrients directly, while cleaning dirt and limiting the growth of fungi. Aloe vera has antibacterial and cooling properties, helping to destroy pathogens and molds that remain on the leaf surface. Oats are rich in B vitamins and minerals, which when absorbed directly through the leaf epidermis will help the plant increase its resistance, promote photosynthesis, and recover faster. I poured a quantity of solution into a clean jar. Then soak the entire orchid root system for 30 minutes. In a very important stage, the aloe vera oatmeal solution not only completely removes pathogens on the roots, but also adds minerals and vitamins, helping to stimulate the regeneration of new healthy roots, creating a solid foundation for the plant's recovery. I will use the remaining baking soda solution to disinfect the pine bark substrate before planting. This is a very important step to completely destroy mold, bacteria, and pathogens that are still lurking in the substrate, thereby creating a clean and safe environment for the new root system to develop. The entire pine bark will be soaked in this solution for about 1 day to ensure maximum disinfection efficiency. After 30 minutes of soaking the orchid roots in the nutrient solution, I gently lifted the plant out. During the soaking period, the cells at the root tip begin to expand and open, making it easier for the roots to absorb nutrients. This not only promotes the formation of healthy new roots, but also strengthens the plant's overall resistance, helping the orchid recover quickly from illness or weakness. Before planting the orchid in a new medium, I will use cinnamon powder to apply to the cuts on the roots and stem. Cinnamon powder has natural antibacterial and antifungal properties, helping to prevent the penetration of pathogens through open wounds. At the same time, it also helps the cuts dry quickly, limiting rot and creating favorable conditions for the plant to recover and grow new roots more safely. After disinfecting the orchid, let it rest for a day. This time allows the cuts to dry and heal naturally, reducing the risk of infection when replanting it in the substrate. After 1 day, the cuts on the orchid have dried and shrunk. This is the right time to plant the plant in a new substrate, helping the plant begin the process of recovery and stable growth. And after 1 day of soaking the pine bark in baking soda solution, we also take it out. At this time, the pine bark has been completely disinfected of pathogens, mold, and bacteria, completely ready to use as a growing medium for orchids. As for the pot, I use a pot that has been designed with ventilation holes. These holes help increase air circulation, creating conditions for the roots to breathe better while limiting water stagnation. First, I spread a thin layer of pine bark on the bottom of the pot to create a breathable substrate. Then, I placed the orchid right in the middle of the pot, allowing the roots to have enough space to grow evenly in all directions. Next, I gently inserted pine bark into the gaps between the roots, both to keep the plant upright and to ensure the necessary ventilation for the orchid roots to breathe and grow healthily. When inserting pine bark around the roots, you need to pay attention to the tightness, looseness of the substrate. If inserted too tightly, the orchid roots will suffocate, have difficulty breathing, and easily lead to rot. On the contrary, if inserted too loosely, the plant will not stand firmly, easily shaken by external impact, affecting the process of new roots. Therefore, the principle is to insert just right. Pine bark lightly hugs the roots, keeping the plant stable, but still creating small gaps for air circulation. To help the orchid achieve optimal stability during the recovery period, I use a small iron bar bent into a U shape. Then, gently insert it into the growing medium to fix and support the orchid leaves. Use additional clips to secure the orchid leaves to the iron rod. After finishing planting the plant in the substrate, I added a thin layer of moss to the surface. This layer of moss has the effect of gently moisturizing the growing environment, helping the young roots not to dry out in the first days. At the same time, the moss also acts as a natural protective layer, limiting the rapid evaporation of water and creating a stable humidity around the orchid roots. To provide the necessary moisture for the plant immediately after planting, I watered the substrate with a sufficient amount of clean water. In the early stages, when the plant is not yet stable, we should not water too much, but just keep it lightly moist. Normally, if the substrate is dry, About once every 2 days, I will use a spray bottle to create light moisture on the surface of the moss and leaves. This method helps the plant have a cool, moist environment. Young roots can easily adapt and develop, and at the same time minimize the risk of rot. During this period, we place the orchid in a well-ventilated place with soft light for the plant to gradually recover. And this is the result of our orchid after 4 weeks of persistent care. A green shoot has emerged, signaling the rise of new life. The previously weak leaf has now gradually become greener and stronger. This is the clearest evidence that the orchid has overcome the difficult period, begun the journey of revival and strong growth again. In the root system, many young root tips have begun to emerge, carrying a pure white color, plump and plump. This is an extremely positive signal, proving that the orchid has truly recovered and is focusing all its energy on developing a new root system. These healthy root tips will be a solid foundation, helping the plant absorb nutrients and water effectively, while ensuring long-term and sustainable growth. At this stage, I continue to prepare additional nutrients from aloe vera and oats to care for the orchid. This is an organic source of nutrition rich in minerals and vitamins, both safe and easy to absorb. Adding these natural nutrients will help the plant increase its resistance, promote the development of young roots, and make the leaves greener, healthier, and more glossy. I pour the prepared nutrients into a clean spray bottle. Then spray gently and evenly over the entire orchid plant, from the top and bottom of the leaves to the exposed roots. This spraying method helps the plant absorb nutrients directly through the leaves and roots, providing both necessary moisture and additional nutrition to help the plant recover quickly and develop sustainably. You should maintain making this nutrient or use other natural nutrient formulas that I have shared on the channel with a frequency of about 2 weeks. Regular supplementation will help the orchid to always be provided with the necessary nutrients, increase resistance, promote the development of roots, leaves, and support the healthy and sustainable flowering process. Then, we gently lift the orchid out and put it back into the garden, where there is soft light, circulating air, and stable humidity, important factors to help orchids grow healthily, root strongly, and flower again soon. Over the next 6 weeks, the orchid showed remarkable growth. The previously small sprout has now grown straight up, full of vitality. On the sprout, the green leaves are gradually opening up, smooth and fresh as if covered with a layer of young velvet. This is a clear proof of the successful recovery process. In the root system, the pearly white roots have now grown longer, plumper, and rounder than before. Many new roots have also continued to appear, spreading evenly around the base. Such a root system is a solid foundation for the plant to continue to develop healthy green leaves, accumulating energy for the flowering process in the future. Hopefully, with perseverance and proper care, you will have more healthy and blooming orchids in your small garden. If you find the video useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that I have more motivation to share more good techniques on growing and caring for orchids. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.